Good day, good day. So today we are going to be building a rocket in Minecraft because a lot of people actually don't know how to do this, but it's a pretty simple build. So we're going to start from the base all the way up to the very tippy top of the rocket ship, spaceship, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to put in some fine little touches there to make it look a little better. These are optional though, because some supplies you might not want to get in survival, because it's already going to be a process of a build. But just as you can see here, this is a fully working rocket, just so that you know what you are going to be learning how to make. So yeah, I guess let's get into it. The materials we're going to need. So you're going to need 14 of a block of your choice. It can be anything. You're going to need 5 observers, 4 pistons, 1 sticky piston, 8 slime blocks, 1 string, 2 honey blocks, 2 slabs, any of your choice. It doesn't really matter. You need 2 rails, 2 minecarts, and 13 trapdoors. I guess the trapdoors aren't really needed per se. All these things down here are just like finishing touches and things to make it look a wee bit better, but you don't need to use those things. So keep that in mind if you're building it in survival or even in creative. If you don't want to do the whole process of it, that's totally fine. So take your materials and you're going to want to clear out a space that's 3 by 3. So there should be 9 blocks total in the whole thing. Then fill it all up with the block of your choice, and then put a block in each middle section, I guess you could say. Now, once you've done that, you can add this decoration piece. I guess you don't need to, but I personally think it puts a little jazz into it, makes it look a little fancier. But the end rod, if you put it on the bottom, it makes a kind of flame type look to your rocket when it's launching. So if you want, you can put that in there, but again, it's totally optional. Now you want to put slime blocks up too high in the middle, and then observers all around the slime blocks. At the very bottom only though. And then you want to take a normal piston and put it on top of the observers. These pistons are going to be what pushes the top of your rocket up. And if you're wondering how that'll work, you'll see. Next, you're going to need something to pull your rocket up. So when these pistons push the top part up, you need something to come back down and bring those pistons up. So you'll put a sticky piston there. Make sure there's a gap in the middle, or it will not work. Now you want to put string on top of this. This will be your activation. So once you break that string, your rocket should launch. And if it does not, you've done something wrong. Now you want to put an observer on top of that sticky piston. Make sure the arrow's down. Now you want to put slime blocks all around it. But here's the catch. Where you want your minecarts to be, you don't want to put them all the way up to the observer. And you'll see why in a second. So this part right here, if that is a slime block, I'll show you what happens. There's a little bit of a problem with it, especially in survival. We don't want that, okay? That is for sure death. So make sure to use honey blocks there, because otherwise, yeah, if you're in survival, you're totally just dead. I mean, you might survive, but otherwise just make sure that these are honey blocks, because the honey blocks will actually hold your minecart in place without making it bounce. Sounds good? Good. Now put rails on either or both sides of the honey blocks, and then put slabs, any of your choice, on those 2 sides, and a block in the middle on top of your string. Now I guess that is technically decoration, and you don't need it, but it makes it a little more nice looking. So personally I like it. Then you can put an end rod on top, make it a little more pointy and rocket shaped, and put your seats on the 2 rails, or the minecarts. And if you want, you can take the rails out. I like to do that personally because it feels more safe. I don't think it actually is. Through all my tests, it really hasn't made a difference. But yeah, that's totally up to you, I guess, too. Now for some finishing touches, I guess we can do. You don't have to if you don't want to, because the rocket will work now, but it just makes it a little better looking. So if you put trapdoors where the honey block and the slime block are, it kind of like makes it more defined and smoothens up the rocket. It's not as miscolored and different looking, I guess you could say. And then it just looks more compound, or not compound, but you get it. Now you want to build something that can actually bring you up to the rocket if you're in survival. So like this, you use your 8 wood and bring it all the way up. And you do the same thing with the ladders. And then this will be pretty much just to get you on your rocket without like having to climb the whole dang thing, because that would be a feat. Now bring fence posts all the way up. I personally like this just because it makes it look a little better. It doesn't do anything for the build, but it does look better. So then add ladders all the way up, and then you can climb on into your rocket from your ladders. The trapdoor can open then for you to get on. It'll make it much easier to get on and crush the string when you're ready to take off. And then there you go. It's a fully functioning rocket. The only problem I would say is the build height, because it stops when it hits max height. But anyways, keep flying, guys.